For me, and probably you, we've grown up going to public school from the morning to midday. And after listening to all that stuff, we feel mentally drained. And when you get home, you may do some homework, but then after that, you play 4 to 5 hours of video games before going to sleep, if you're anything like me at least. You have negative thoughts about your looks and who you are as a person. You aren't very confident, but you're trying to become better, trying to become all of these things. My name is Levi, and if anything that I just said applies to you, you are who this video is for. And you were me a few months ago. I want you to know that somebody like you can improve. Somebody like you can grow, because I was you a few months ago. I have learned what's in this video from people like Hamza and other people who I will link in the description and talk about later in this video. I still make mistakes, by the way. I'm not some perfect guy. However, doing these things has improved me physically, mentally, and spiritually. If you've tried something similar to self-improvement or leveling up as I call it, which is what this video is about, and it didn't work, then that's not on you. You had your role in quitting, but if you had the information that I do, you would have never quit in the first place. You weren't completely shown how improving works. And if you haven't heard of this at all, then it's not your fault. It sucks that we don't really grow up to embrace this idea of improving ourselves and trying to become a better version of ourselves. As I said earlier, we're forced to be in school for 8 years minimum? Not even. Hell, it's kindergarten to 12th. 12 years? And then college, if you go to college, that's 16 years. We've been forced to do this. So we never look at any other pathways. And when I mean other pathways, I mean we never even think about trying to become better, because we just try to go down this one pathway of school, go to college, get a job, retire, and then I don't think many people really try to improve themselves on a large scale. They might try to lose weight, but they don't try to they try to become neutral and not positive. You know what I'm saying? This video is about trying to become a better version of yourself. Now, to start the video, I'm gonna introduce this leveling system. I just like to say for this section, before I start it, if you notice a lot of cuts, it's because I'm not very good at this, so I try to not include parts that, it's just a pause. So that's why I'll notice a lot of cuts. And I have a script right here, so when you see me looking over here, it's because I don't know what to say. So let's start it off this leveling thing. Your level 1 or 3 Godwin, in between there, right? You might be a little bit better than those. Now, these concepts that I teach you, they will make you go from level 1 to level 100. You'll become some Chadwick guy, right? Now, if you want what happens in this video to work, you have to take action and listen. Now, I worry that if you hear the first thing I say, you'll think it's dumb and then just quit entirely. But if you really want to improve, then listen up, don't be a chump, and take all that I have to say. These concepts that I'm teaching are part of a thing called self-improvement, or what I like to call it, leveling up. And they're kind of different. I'll explain that later. Watch the whole video, don't skip around, and be focused. And I promise that if you do these things and take action, then the only thing you'll regret is not watching this video sooner. Section 1, God. Now, this is the part that I see self-improvement skip out on the most. Now, before we start this, I'd like to say a little bit about me. First of all, my phone is dying, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But I began to read the Bible last year. Now, I started with Genesis, then I skipped all the way to John, then I skipped all the way to Revelation. So if you know what the order of the books of the Bible are, that's kind of skipping from the beginning to the middle to the very end. I used to believe some what I'd call slum king stuff, like works-based salvation. I at one point thought I had to be baptized to be saved, but God has shown me the way. And I'd like to say that I make a lot of videos on this subject of God. My point of the channel is to bring people from self-improvement and bring them to leveling up, which is the exact same thing, except God is the major part of it, right? It's the most important part of self-improvement or leveling up. Now, I make a lot of videos, as I said. One of them is how to be saved. It provides verses that I'll have it in the description. But just so I don't waste your time, or just so that you can hear it as soon as possible, here's the gospel. If you believe that Jesus Christ died for your sins, was buried, rose again 1, 2, 3 days later, then you are saved and you have everlasting life forever, and you cannot lose that. Now you might be asking, I've heard this before, but the difference between this and pretty much every other gospel is that you have no works whatsoever. It is what he did. You don't have to do anything afterwards. And if you really want to know more, then I suggest clicking on the links in the description, because most of those are going to be about this subject. Click on the video about, what's it called? It's called something, but it'll be the first link, okay? Before any words, I'll put that then in the description. And then I'll also have a couple channels. I'll just say them now: JacksMac77, Onorato Diamante, and Sniffing Out Pharisees are my three that are really good. And this doctrine is called Free Grace YouTubers. So there you go. Now, if you believe what I have just said, you don't need any other part of this video or section. But I'd highly advise continuing to listen, because you're growing your faith will help yourself and others. Now, the things I've gained from reading the Bible consistently on this earth, and I'm not saying this is guaranteed, okay? I'm not saying that if you do this, you are going to have it. I'm saying that from what I have experienced, so take this with a grain of salt, right? I have found that consistently reading the Bible has strengthened my faith, which has helped me to make these videos. It has lowered my stress and has given me more confidence, as well as not being as afraid of everything. Like, I used to be afraid of the dark, like at a very old age, for like 10 and 11. But then, not even, like 12 years old, I'd be afraid of the dark. I'd run in the dark. But it's just like little things like that. I have no fear anymore because of God and because of my faith. As I said before, these things are not guaranteed to happen, but He has blessed me, and I'm sure that if you ask, He will bless you too. I have in my script, it says, my whole channel is focused on bringing self-improvement guides to God. I'm pretty sure I already said that, but I'm just going to say it again. I also teach doctrine and debunk false doctrine. So if you're interested in that, maybe subscribe, maybe hit the like button. I don't know. Just try to do something, man, please, okay? But if you want to act on anything in this video, or anything if you act on anything in this video, this is what you should act on. This section here. In 100 years, you'll be dead unless you have like some crazy genes or whatever. And all your self-improvement habits, and we'll get into that later, all your stuff that you've done here is wasted, right? It has value now, but if you have faith, that faith has value forever. So that's why it's the most important part of self-improvement or leveling up. Now, I want you to pause this video in a few moments. Let me talk real quick and then pause it and do what I say, right? Okay? Got that? Yeah. So, I want you to open up your Bible. Just go to, let's see what mine's called, because I have a website. KingJamesBibleOnline.org. That's what I read it on. So I want you to just, in a few moments, read John chapter 1 from the KJV, because that is the correct Bible version, and I have a video for that if you want to see that, see what I'm doing here. And when you read with an open mind that's calling to God to guide you. Okay? Read with an open mind. Okay? That's important, because if you're reading like, oh, let me see how I'm going to disprove this, and how I'm going to, it's not going to work, right? Okay? So read with an open mind. And I ask that you may please pray to God to guide you, okay? Because He will. Read one chapter a day. That's how I started off in Genesis. And later I go over this starting slow concept. But yeah, it'd be really cool if you gain knowledge of all the stories. And if you have any questions about Scripture, check out the channels in the description. And maybe ask me, I might know. But yeah, so this is it for section 1. Section 2, starting small. Now, I had to change my shirt because I was sweating my balls off in that robe. Now, I used to try and be this perfect guy. So I had to catch my breath. I just ran a lot. I tried to be this perfect guy who never messed up anything, who could tackle every problem. And I challenged myself to do things that I could not yet do. And that was usually during my workspace salvation days. But, sorry. I am tired right now. Okay, see what I got on, by the way? Get the merch. Anyways, I tried to do big things, and I started way too high. Now, if you ever played video games before, like I'm trying, like this is for people who've played video games and don't want to anymore, kind of. It's kind of who I'm talking to right now. You know that there are some areas that are higher level than others. Like you'll have like the level 1 sheep area, the farm, right? And level 10 dungeon, okay? If you're level 3, you shouldn't be going to level 10 dungeon, right? Start off small. Start in level 4 barracks or something. I don't know. You can decide the location of that. But for everything from the habit tracker to the habit themselves, if you try to do too much, like if you have like 20 things, and if you don't know what habit tracker is, that's the next section, so stay tuned. But if you have too many things, you're gonna be overwhelmed and you're just gonna stop entirely. So start small, okay? And yeah, so the key takeaway, start small and build up from there. Progressively overload, if you know what I mean. Now, since I mentioned the habit tracker, that's the next section. Section 3, habit tracker. Now, Hamza would call this an actionable step. Okay? You're going to make a habit tracker today. You're going to start leveling up today. Okay? And if you don't, you are a freak show. Okay? Let's just say that. Now, this happened to me. This exact same thing happened to me. Hamza made me when I was watching one of his videos, because this was before I started self-improvement, after like a month after I started watching self-improvement YouTubers. So I had this period where I was just watching but not enacting. And that's why I keep saying you need to, right now, you need to do the things that I'm saying, because you don't want to waste time. I wasted months trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? I wasted months of my like time leveling up. I wasted a lot of skill points, you know. So that's why you need to start now, because you might never start. If you're thinking like me, how when Hamza did this to me, saying that I'll do this at the end of the video, because that actually would happen. It was like 8 p.m. I was watching the video. He said actionable step. Start self-improvement. Or actually, no, it was starting YouTube. He said, you have to post your first video by the end of today. And I was like, I'll do it tomorrow. And I wasn't even on self-improvement, so I was kind of like I was being a chump right then, doing some Slum King stuff. But, 1 second. I forgot my train of thought, but I'm just going to go back to the script, and it says here that this is where I made a mistake that it cost me months of my time that I could have used to farm those skill points. This is where you track which habits you do every day. So the habit tracker, right? It's, where's mine? I might have yeah, it's right here. So this is mine. So I got this thing right here. See that? So you have the habits. Let me see. Is that, you can see it? Yeah. So you have the habits up here. Like right now I have 7. And you have the dates on the left side. Okay? It's the 13th as I'm recording this. And I just haven't checked off stuff, but I have done stuff, right? Now you can see that I missed a bunch of stuff, right? In this area. But, you know, the whole point of this thing is you're supposed to check it off when you do it, right? And when you don't check it off, like right here, I feel messed up because I didn't do this crap a couple days ago. And I've been practicing a method that I made that I'll have a video for next week. So that's why, like it looked worse than this before. I don't know if you guys can see. You can see it good enough. But yeah, what you do is it's like an Excel sheet. So you have your habits, your dates. You check it off when you do it. Okay, and that has helped me to really keep track of what I need to do. So that's how you build habits. I have a video on that, but I mean, it sucked, so don't watch it. Now, for an example, just to better explain this habit tracker, let's say you want to get in shape, right? Like, you know, not to brag, but if you want to get in shape, you put on the habit tracker, exercise, E. Okay, that's what I do. And then you have the dates. Okay? And then you write, it's like a graph, right? Whatever it's called. So you check it off and you do it. And that makes you more accountable of your actions. So, now from experience, I'm going off the script real quick. It really helps to build that early game XP that will pay off big time late game. So, when you're trying to build a habit, this is legit the reason. This is the exact thing you're supposed to do for it. Building a habit tracker. That's the whole reason of it. So, and also, it's not just like just being fit. Like, as you saw, I had 7. I'll read My script. Oh no, my script disappeared. Okay. So here are my 7. So I have maintenance, go outside in the morning, read the Bible, meditate, gratitude journal, read, script, and exercise. So those are my 7. And what was I gonna say? I don't know what I was gonna say. Let me go back to the script. Yeah. So this whole thing, it just makes things that you want to get, like good things, like good habits, it'll make it second nature after a while. So now I meditate and I don't even think about checking it off. Like I do some of these things on here, I don't even remember to check them off, which that means I suck, but it just goes to show that they're habits now and not just I'm forcing to check it off. So it really does work. So I'd also like to just say that excellence in all areas is good. So don't just do one thing. Like if you're trying to get fit, exercise. I think you should also try to improve maybe your mental health, like meditation, which I have a video that's going to be up next week. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, it's just like you should try to be better in all areas, not just one, right? Because then you're still like level 1, maybe you max out exercise, level 10. You're still Slum King and you're not Chadwick. So, why not be better? So excellence in all areas is very important. Now, just to emphasize, like I said, starting small, have like 3 to 5 things. Like I started off with the Bible, like read it every day, meditate, gratitude journal, read, and exercise. Those are my starting 5. And I just don't do like I do, like where I have like 7, because like I said, I don't know, maybe you're some champion, but I don't think I could have done that when I first started off. So start small. You're not going to be perfect, so you're not going to be able to, you're going to skip a few days, right? And you're not going to like yourself for doing it. But it's okay, because it's about building that habit, right? So it's not going to happen immediately, and I have a section for that later. Let me see. Section 6, okay, the last section of this video is, it's not overnight, so I'll cover that. But yeah, so you're going to mess up. However, that's not an excuse for you not to feel bad, okay? You should still feel bad for messing up. However, take responsibility and move on, and then just be better the next day. This brings me, the script says, I went off script a lot. It says, I also suggest trying to be great in all areas, so have some variety, like not just only exercise. But this brings me to my next point, important stats. I don't see how it brings you, but anyways, so important stats, let me do the thing. Section 4, important stats. Section 4, important stats. If you really want to get as much meaningful XP as possible, this is what I recommend. These things are the things you put on your habit tracker. They're the things I said earlier, okay? That's what they are. I'm just going to say them again. So, exercise, staying in shape. Building a body that gives you, building a good body gives you self-esteem and confidence. I'm not good at reading off a script, I'm going to be real. Next thing, learning. So that would be my reading books. Like right now I have, as my stand, I have $100 million offers, .com secrets, expert secrets. That's what's holding up my phone right now. And then there's but there's a dog statue holding the phone up. So I don't have the best setup, but learning. Let me get back to the point. So read and learn as much as you can, okay? About a topic you want to like pursue as like financially or something you're just passionate about. Whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve. With the habit tracker is another thing. I think I said that right. So with the habit tracker, if you want to become a millionaire, then maybe reading, you'd put that on your habit tracker, and that's a surefire way to learn that and then learning that stuff will help you become whatever you want. Okay, that's kind of a weird way to say it, but I'm just going off the dome. So trust me, if you use a habit tracker, you're gonna accomplish whatever your dreams are. Whatever you can put your mind to with a habit tracker, you can do it. Now, it's not overnight, and like I said, section 6, that goes over that. Now, next one, reading the Bible. I already went over this in section 1, so I'm not gonna go over it again. But just trust me, it really does help, and it really will help. I'm lucky I never had terrible mental health, and I think at the time of recording this or making this script, I didn't have my next video planned. That I wrote a script which says how to stay productive even after school. So there's more to meditation, but I'm not going to go over it in this video because then you have to go click on my next video next week. So there's more to meditation, and it helps a lot more than what I'm saying right now. Okay. Now I know that's kind of some scumlord stuff I just pulled, but you know what? I'm not gonna be a scumlord. Okay, I'll tell you, but I'm not gonna go in detail. Okay, so then it's win-win, right? Yeah. Okay. Meditation really helps with mental health. It what do I put for here? Start small. I keep saying this. Start small. 1 to 3 minutes every day. Maybe put that in your habit tracker. Okay, we're building a habit tracker. So, you got meditation down. You got exercise down. You have one and down. Okay. Next thing you got to put on that habit tracker, or you should. If it depends. You don't have to listen to me, but I'm saying this is probably some good stuff. Oh, I did put it in the script. Okay. So I wasn't a scumwood. Okay, never mind. Now it says, yeah, so just progressively overload on that 1 to 3 minutes until you right now I meditate to 10 to 15 minutes at a time. And everything in the script here, it says I have a video coming up next week, it says hopefully, that discusses a framework that I made on how to stay productive after school or work. So that's what I'm saying. Meditation has more than just mental health, and I guess it is mental health still, but it's what it is called MWWR. Okay, it's meditate, work, wander, and repeat. So you meditate before doing any of your habits, then you work on that habit, and once your mind starts to wander, you repeat the cycle. So you meditate again, and I'll go more in detail in the next video that I'm posting. So stay tuned for that. And I think the last thing I have that you should put on your habit tracker is gratitude journaling. Now, this is when you write down a number of things that you are grateful for. And this is one of the better things that I've started doing, because I just feel so optimistic and so just grateful for stuff even when I'm not gratitude journaling. It makes you just feel like you see the good things in life, right? If you're a negative thinker, then this will help you a lot, okay? Now, you write what I do 5 things a day, but you can do 3 or 10, or where's mine at? I have a gratitude journal. It's okay, I can't get it right now. But yeah, so it really helps. So yeah, do that as well. Now, speaking of your mind, section 5, your thoughts become reality. If you think you can't do it, then you won't do it. Okay? That's how it works. Having a positive mind is essential to success in any area. Now, think about it, okay? Have you heard of any success story of a guy who said, I can't do it, I cannot do it, then does it, then stay successful for however long, okay? I've never heard of anything like that, because it doesn't happen, okay? So, positive mind, that's what you got to think of. And maybe I'll have a summary of the video at the end or something, so you get the key points. Section 6, it's not overnight. The last thing in this video that I have for you is that there's going to be a lot of grinding. It's not going to be overnight, right? That's what the section is. It's going to take a while. I've been since summer, and it's October right now, so for 4 months I've been doing self-improvement. And I've grown a lot. Okay, I'm not saying I haven't. I'm saying I'm still far away from what I really want. Did you hear that? Really want. I have a list about that, but who cares, Yeah, so just key takeaway. It's not overnight, so don't beat yourself up when you don't see change immediately. Now, that's all I have for this video. I just like to say I'm going to make more videos like this, so if you enjoyed it, maybe have a way to remember me, like subscribing, liking the button, the thingy, maybe put me in a playlist. I don't know who does that, but if you want to, you can. And if you're not 100% sure you're going to heaven, click this video somewhere around here. Thank you for watching, and praise God.